record to the cloud, shall we? Cool. Okay. Hi, I am Chris. This is my group. We are fucking amazing women. And you know, actually the title of this comes from my business coach. I think she led a meditation where we were supposed to tap into our vision, our dream. And I described mine as fucking amazing. So now that is the title of my group. Okay. So, hey, let's get started. So you probably are familiar with the typical manifestation techniques. Okay. Abraham Hicks is a popular one, is very well known. There's Neville Goddard and Bashar. So I am going to share, I have what they believe. I don't know what that is, but okay. Oh, can I do that? No, all right. Oh, weird. Okay. Let's go to number one. Self-care, the missing step. Amazing manifestations with self-care. I didn't know what to call this. Okay, why self-care is the missing step to amazing manifesting. Because I was basically a muggle with self-care practices when I manifested this business. And it was amazing. I'm still amazed by it, and I'm still finding nuggets to mine from it and to share. So here we go. Here are some of the typical, this is Bashar. Bashar's formula, 5-step formula. Act on your excitement. Do whatever is calling you. So this means no shoulds. This is, I would love to. Ooh, I really want to do this. Do this to the best of your ability. Take it as far as you can go. Number 3 is the same thing. Act on your excitement, no expectation. Stay in a positive state, regardless of what happens. That's kind of tough. Some of these are tough, don't you think? 5, constantly investigate your belief system. I like this part. Release and replace the unpreferred beliefs, fear-based beliefs not in alignment with who you prefer to be. I like that one. It can be a little tricky, but I like it. So when someone tells you, oh my gosh, you're so good at this, and you're like, what, really? I don't think I'm really, like, making that change, accepting the compliment and making the change and deciding who you are and who you want to be, right? Notice there's nothing in this list about self-care. Although I do think that, well, following your fun, that's part of self-care, but there's nothing on here specifically about self-care, okay? Who's next? Abraham Hicks? Abraham Hicks, 5 steps to alignment. So Abraham Hicks wants you to line up. You need to be lined up at all times with your desires. You need to feel that vibration. Like I said, the fucking amazing. You need to be on that level of fucking amazing all the time. That might be a little tough. So step 1, you experience contrast. So you have something, you feel something, or you experience something that you do not like. You want it to stop. What that does is it sparks a new desire. So you're seeing something that you don't want, you decide that you don't want it, and that helps you choose what you do want. Source answers your request, creates your desire. Okay, so you don't want this, you want this. Align with the vibration of your desire. Okay, so you imagine, now we're getting into Neville, you're imagining having that desire and how you will feel, and you put yourself in that position. I think this is tricky. Here's why. A couple months ago, I thought I won $25,000 on a lottery ticket. The way I felt for those couple hours before I figured out that was not true, the way I felt for those couple hours was not how I expected to feel. Like, So it was weird. I scratched this ticket sitting at my desk, and then I ran errands with my husband one Sunday morning. And while we were running those errands, I left the ticket at home. I thought, oh my God, I won $25,000. And every once in a while I was like, holy shit. But you know, we were still running errands. We still went to the hardware store, and this is what was different. The way I felt when we walked into the store was like, oh, we can buy whatever we want. And there is an Abraham trick that I follow, and that is, you want to see my wallet? That is to carry $100 bill with you at all times. I like this because it's old. It's an old $100 bill. Carry it with you at all times so that you feel like you can have whatever you want. Well, this was like an elevated experience of that. And I just felt more confident. So I don't know if that's how I would have expected to feel. So I think that can be a tricky one. Maintain your alignment consistently. Again, that's a tricky one. I mean, I can kind of see it. Whenever I'm trying to imagine this, you know how Madonna and Jennifer Lopez always, well, and Lady Gaga maybe, they acted as if they were already stars before it actually happened. Like, that's how I see that kind of thing happening. Treating yourself like you're already the CEO of a multi-million-dollar company, or you're already the top whatever. Step 5, appreciate the contrast. I can see that sometimes. Anyway, again, there's nothing here about self-care. Okay, what's next? Neville. Neville is new to me. His thing is feel the feeling of the wish fulfilled. And you get into that scene and you feel it. Kind of the same thing. You feel that alignment. Construct a scene, so you're imagining whatever it is happening. Write your happy ending. So you're imagining a scene where what you want has happened, and you imagine the interaction, the event. Enter a meditative state. So I don't know, you can just relax and imagine it like when you're about to fall asleep. That's probably a good one. Imagine your desire in first person. So it's happening to you. Feel it with all your senses. So what would you see? What would you hear? What would you feel physically, emotionally? Impress your subconscious mind. Drop it and let the seed grow. So drop it and let the seed grow is part of something that I did. So let's go to what I did. This is what I did. If you're not familiar with my story, this is what happened. I received this book called The Answer. Grow any business, achieve financial freedom. Okay, this might tell you it's associated with The Secret. I didn't know what The Secret was. I didn't know what manifestation was. I didn't know what the law of attraction. John Azaroff, I think, was involved in that. What's really cool about this, do you see it says advanced reading copy? This came from someone I worked for. I used to work for a literary agent. She was the literary agent for this book. I started reading it and I didn't get it. It started talking about energy. And I was like, okay, I kind of get it. It was really weird. It was the whole Einstein and these remote healing experiments. And so it was really new language to me and I wasn't quite getting it. However, flip back here. This is funny because there's still a bookmark. Look at this bookmark I was using. Oh, where'd it go? Here's a coupon out of the paper for Michael's. It expired Saturday, August 16th, 2008. I wrote in this notebook, 2000, I was supposed to describe my ideal business a year from now. So where did I put August? Oh, 1 year from now, August 2009. My business is making a difference. Through it, I make other families happy. They look forward to their time together, make the community healthier, make my family happier, more financially secure. I get to express my creativity. So this is me tapping into my true desire. The thing is, this was 2008. 2 years before that, in 2006, I was admitted to the Idaho bar. I was pregnant with number 3 at the time. So I was admitted to the bar, and then I started trying to find a way to practice law. I had 3 kids. Okay, so 2008, I would have had a 5-year-old, a 3-year-old, and a baby. And I was going to go practice law. Silly. So this is me tapping into my true desire here. What I wrote: the heart of my business involves activity, physical, mental interest, allows time with my family, doesn't take time away from my family, enhances my time with my family, provides valuable service to the community, helps others, provides an outlet for fun for customers, makes me smile, makes others smile. The anti-office. What did there was something in here. So there were a couple of prompts, like, as a result of this, what else? I thought there was another, business vision. Wow, there's 4 pages. My business is in a bright, sunny space. Customers enter with a smile on their faces, looking forward to their visit. Customers gladly pay me for my service. Although I think I spend a lot of time thinking of ways to improve my business, it does not take time away from my family. Serves families, fun, adventure, creativity, outlet for my creativity, provides second income, bright, sunny space. That's not a law office. So even though I had 6-figure student loan debt, I was admitted to the Idaho bar. I tapped into my true desire, and that was to have a business, to be home with my kids, first of all, to be home with my kids, provide a second income, have fun, the anti-office, it's in a bright, sunny space. So this is me. I was really just imagining. I was just letting myself, because at the time I was like, I don't want a business, but it'd be kind of fun to answer these questions. So I did not let any of the shoulds in on this. And I think that can be a hang up. I think if you cannot, it's going to be much harder if you cannot tap into your authentic desires. So I was kind of playful with this. I mean, I was like, ooh, it's in a sunny spot. I'm serving families. And I remember sitting there thinking, who are my customers? Who do I like? Who do I want to spend time with? Oh, other families. Okay, number 2, I let it go. I wrote this down. I wrote these answers in this notebook. And then I put this notebook on a shelf and I forgot about it. And that is ideal. Although, what was this? Imagine, maintain your alignment. And then Bashar. Act on your excitement. Take it as far as you can until you can take it no further. So I don't know what I would have done in that situation if I was following Bashar, because I didn't even have, I was very general. These are general terms. I stayed general. I was not specific. So I had no attachment or expectation. I put it away. I wasn't worrying about it. I wasn't checking on it all the time. And there's some trust there. And what I allowed was divine timing. And I didn't know I was doing this at the time, but I was allowing divine timing to work. This is also what was going on at the time. I was training for a marathon. This was in 2008 is when I wrote this down. I was training for a marathon I was going to run in October. So if I was very specific and I said, I want a farmer's market business right now, well, I had no idea what the business would be. And if I was doing farmer's market, I wouldn't have been able to do the marathon. So that was the first, that's the let it go part. I put it away. Number 3, I took care of myself. This is the self-care part. I had a really strong self-care practice going. So even though I had 3 small kids at the time, I was getting up early every day and going to Starbucks. This is following my fun. I was going to Starbucks every morning by myself. This was me time. And then I was going to yoga or I was running. So that was like a boundary I had in place. Nothing messed with my mornings. I got coffee, I went to yoga, I did something, or else I got coffee and I sat there and read. That was my time. I was recharging, I was checking in with myself. The yoga was very meditative, right? Keeping my energy high, or I was running. So this is what I think the big part of self-care and movement. So, either walking, running, working out somehow, you're moving your energy. Emotions are not getting stuck. Events are not getting stuck because you're moving and you're more in touch with your body. And then the yoga also was kind of a meditative state. Well, the running was kind of meditative too, because I would just zone out. Yeah, I slept well and I took care of myself. And that's also following my fun. So followed my fun. And divine timing. There's a lot going on here. So I wrote that in August. 7 months later, 7 months, someone was telling me that they had gone to Seattle, and suddenly my body, this loud voice, it was as if someone grabbed me by the shirt and said, you have to go to Seattle. That's what I felt and I heard in my head. I have to go to Seattle. But it was more of a you. I think it was a you have to go to Seattle. That's kind of funny. And it went for an hour. And I really thought I just wanted to go to Seattle. Like this is what was happening at the time. Man, I want to go to Seattle. That sounds like fun. We haven't been in a while. Let's go. We can go this weekend. Let's go. And what I did was followed my fun. I said yes. I could have come up with excuses. I could have come up with a bunch of excuses. I actually had something planned that Saturday that I forgot about. I went straight home and made a reservation for a hotel on Priceline. Can't cancel Priceline. I didn't even ask my husband. I just did it. So that is the true definition of following guidance. Follow your fun. But again, there was no expectation here. I had no idea. Yeah, of course, there's no connection for me at the time because I forgot about the notebook. I didn't realize, I didn't know what was going to happen on the trip. I thought it was just going to be a weekend trip to Seattle like usual, Pike Place, Starbucks. This time we visited a little area of Pike Place where we hadn't been before. And I saw a mini donut business and I saw this mini donut machine. And I was like, I stood there for an hour. We stood there for an hour. 3 little kids. I still can't believe that. We stood there for an hour and I was just watching that machine and I had this shitty little flip phone and I took a picture of it. I wrote down what was on the side of the machine and I just looked that up on the way home and it was just the wheels were turning and I'm like, I have to have that machine. There are no donuts in Moscow. This would be perfect for the farmer's market. Oh my God, I have to have it. So when I look back on my life now, I used to consider myself a happy-go-lucky person. I used to think, I was very spontaneous. I would get ideas and I'd be like, oh, yeah, that'd be cool. And I would follow that. Now I know that was guidance. This happened to me when I went to law school. I got a brochure in the mail from this law school that was like, we love women. We do all this stuff for women. And I was like, all right, I'll go there. Seriously, that's how I made my decision. All right, I'll go there. After my first year, before my second year started, I was going to an event, and as I was walking in, something told me, you could introduce yourself. I think it was a should. You should introduce yourself to all the L2s who you don't know. And I thought, well, that's kind of bold, but hey, that makes sense. Okay, I'll do that. I walk in, the first two people I see, I don't know their names. And I said, hey, I'm Chris. And one guy said, I know. I've now been married to him for 21 years. Like, that's kind of crazy. But now I can look back and I know that that's how that happened. So happy-go-lucky, I was always following my intuition. I just didn't know it was my intuition. Okay, so took action. I took action. I went home, I found a machine, and I applied for a business loan. I wrote out a business plan. I applied for a loan. I projected sales. I was denied that loan for a new machine. I was told that my sales projections were too high. Okay, I found a way. There was a little retirement account that we had somewhere, and I bought a used machine off eBay. Right? I just kept looking for a way. And you know what? From the first day, I sold more than I projected in that business plan. So something, I think it's from Abraham, everything is always working out for me. I was following that without knowing it either. Everything was always working out for me. I started as a walk-on vendor at farmers market, but then as you get into the summer, more farmers are coming in and they have guaranteed spots. I didn't have a guaranteed spot, so I essentially got kicked out. I was very crushed, but everything's always working out for me. I found a place, and oh my God, I remember making that phone call to ask if I could set up behind this restaurant that was right next to farmers market. Oh, I was so nervous, and I called and they're like, oh, we've been waiting for you to call. It was so perfect. And you know what? The market got crappy, and I ended up being really happy I wasn't in the market, that I was behind this private business, but I still got the market business. Everything's always working out for me. Okay, so I stayed positive. I took action. I stayed positive. And I kept acting from the top of the scale. So where's the top of the scale? Here's the scale, the emotional scale, right? When you act from the bottom, when you're feeling shitty, guilty, shame, fear, grief, you don't want to act from the bottom of the scale. You want to act from the top of the scale. Nothing good happens. You know those moments when you're like, what the hell was I thinking? You were acting from the bottom of the scale. That's what you were thinking. You were not acting from the top of the scale. And I think my self-care practices helped me act from the top of the scale. So then I found that notebook. This notebook. 3 farmers market seasons later, I started in 09. I did 09, 10, 11 market seasons. In November of 11, I found this notebook and I opened it and it said, my business 1 year from now. And I was like, what the fuck? How did I do that? Oh my God. But I'm telling you, I was basically, I wasn't a muggle. I didn't know. I wasn't aware of these things. I wasn't aware of how you manifest things. We're manifesting every day. And it's just being aware. So if your self-care practices like mine, if your self-care practices are in place, you won't even know it, but you're going to be acting from the top of the scale. So the things I was doing you know, I think it was basically the movement and my morning routine. Yeah, I was a stay-at-home mom. I had a baby in '09, by the way. I started this business when I was pregnant with my fourth kid. In 6 years, I only missed 2 farmers markets, one because I had a baby, and one because I went to a blackjack boot camp in Vegas. 2 good reasons, right? Well, I mean, my husband did it, just wasn't me. Self-care is building your confidence and your body awareness and your self-trust. Besides moving your energy and emotions, you know, they're not getting stuck. Like I say there at the bottom, it's easier to get stuck in that negative mindset without these energy clearing benefits of physical movement. Self-care is the thing missing from these teachers' formulas, plans, steps. Instead of arguing with guidance, I was able to say yes because I already had a strong self-care practice. I had boundaries. I felt good about myself. I felt good about saying yes to myself. I said yes to myself when I went to Starbucks, when I signed up for a marathon or triathlon. I had these other things going on. I was following my fun in other ways, and the universe was working behind the curtain, right? Mike Dooley says that thoughts become things. Every thought you put out is energy. And like energy attracts like energy. That's the law of attraction. Whatever you're putting out is what you're getting back. So if you feel really good, if you feel confident, if you did a triathlon recently, saying yes to something like this, like, ooh, yeah, is so much easier. So much easier. There's the emotion scale. This is something to really remember, I think. Okay, so different self-care practices. What do I have after that? Different self-care practices. Movement, walking, dancing, stretching, whatever makes you feel good. And you could argue that when you feel good, you're aligned. You're aligned with your truth. You're aligned with your desires. You feel good. What else helps you feel good? Water, excuse me. Fun, laughter, jokes. Okay, so this is something that I've been doing for myself. Where did I go? Sorry. Here we go. Okay. This is something I've been doing for myself periodically over the last year or two. I've been putting myself on affirmation diets, alignment diets. This last week, I put myself on a self-care boost because I can feel it when my energy is getting icky. I can feel it when I'm being hard on myself. So that's something that happens when you're trying to manifest. You know, it's like, I'm following all the steps. What the fuck? Where is it? Why is it not showing up? That's the constant checking and the worrying. I mean, it's not easy. When you have something, I guess that's the attachment and the expectation. It can be difficult to separate yourself from that. You know, I don't know if I'd consciously have been able to do this if I had been aware of what I was doing. It helped. Well, it helped me distract myself and have other activities I was doing. Like I said, well, you know, home with kids all day long. But I was so aligned with that. That's what I was aligned with. I was a good mom. I was good at stay-at-home mom. I got shit done. The house was clean. The kids were clean and dressed and fed and taken care of. I was good at that. So I was aligned with being a stay-at-home mom during the week and having a business on the weekend. I think the universe knows. Of course, the universe knows. What the hell? The universe knows your true desires. And when you tap in and let yourself express those true desires, that's when the shit happens. That's when stuff is like, oh my God. Here's my green line story. I used to take the green line to Starbucks to work downtown Minneapolis. Horrible, disgusting, gross. I didn't like it. But parking was too expensive. And my husband would be like, oh, you don't need to drive downtown every day and pay for parking. Okay, fine. One morning, I'm on the Green Line, witness a disgusting event. And then I said, fuck that. Fuck that. I don't care how much parking costs. I don't care how much gas I'm wasting, because then I had an SUV. I'm driving my ass downtown every fucking day. And I did it. I changed the story in my head. I aligned, you know, I was not aligned on the Green Line. I hated it. I didn't like it. That was my contrast, right? Contrast sparks new desires. So I gave myself what I wanted and I drove downtown. I stopped taking the Green Line. Within weeks, I had a new job offer. Set schedule, better pay, free parking. Okay. So this most recent 10-day self-care boost I put myself on, no Twitter. I've peaked, but I used to just scroll and scroll, and there's nothing on there that feels good. I mean, part of me, my law school part of me is like, I should know what's going on. I should be aware. I should be up to date. Oh my God. If the 2016 election taught me anything, it's stop watching. Trust who has been elected. Trust the people in the jobs who can do something, who are watching this. So less social media, no Twitter, no Yahoo, no news. You don't have to know all the details of the news. Okay, that's going to take you to the guilt and the shame. The guilt, look at me. I'm by myself in my house right now, doing whatever the fuck I want to do. My city is not under threat. My city is not being bombed. I have food, I have water, I have access to healthcare. I don't need to know the details. If everyone took care of their own shit, this entire world would be a different place right now, right? If I took care of my shit and worried less about your shit, things would be a lot better. Affirmations. I programmed my Alexa to say nice things to me. Oh my God, why didn't I think of this sooner? I've had this thing, have I had it for 2 years, year and a half? Do that. If you have one of these, ALA, you see it over there? No, Alexa. Oh, I don't know if you can hear this. Alexa, good morning.
Good morning, Chris. This is the start to a wonderful day. All you need to do is think good thoughts and allow the universe to send all you need.
You can program to say nice things to you. Okay, gratitude, that's always good to tap into what you're grateful for. Giving yourself comfort and ease. Let shit be easy. You don't get a gold star for doing difficult things, okay? Yes, I know we can do hard things, but sometimes hard things are letting yourself have what you want. If that's unfamiliar to you, get used to it. Start doing it. That is self-care. Well, that was my next point. Connect with others. You need some kind of human connection. Create something, go outside, release tolerations. The shit that you don't like looking at, get rid of it. Change it. Whatever you can do to raise the vibe of your surroundings. These are examples of self-care. And I think what they actually do is align you. Well, you're in a high vibe, you're more likely to attract good things. When you're grateful, you're going to get more of what you're grateful for. When you love yourself, when you take care of yourself, you're going to get more of that. So let's see. Act on your excitement. Do this to the best of your ability. So I don't understand here, because if you have a specific, this sounds so general to me. If you have a specific desire, I mean, I guess you just do what you can and stay positive. See, the universe knows what you want. But if I hadn't written that down, I wouldn't have realized that I had manifested this. Align with your vibration, maintain your alignment. So just feel good. It's basically feeling good. But why don't they say self-care? Neville wants you to imagine the wish fulfilled, drop it and let the seed grow. That's what I did. I let it go. I wrote it and I let it go. Okay, so how about this? If you had to hire someone as a babysitter, like if you could split yourself into three, and there was a parent you, and there was an inner child you, and there was a caretaker you, would your parent hire you to take care of the inner child? Like, are you taking care of yourself? Do you use the bathroom when you need to? Do you feed yourself well and on time? Do you put yourself to bed at the right time? Like, these are things you would want from a babysitter, right? Do you let the kid go crazy on social media looking at all the shit? No. Do you let the kid play and have free time? Yes. Do you say kind words to your inner child, or you give yourself shit all the time? So this has been a struggle for me, giving myself shit for not being a lawyer and having the crazy student loan debt. But you know what? What am I going to do? It's just there. I accept myself. There you go. I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Do you give your inner child attention? Like, are you listening to yourself, what you want and what you need, what you would like to do? Do you relieve your pain and discomfort, or you soldier on? This occurred to me when I was feeling shitty last week. Like, if this was mental, if this was physical, if this was a physical ailment, like I sprained my ankle, what would a doctor say? Elevate it, right? Relieve the pressure and elevate it. So that's what I did with my self-care boost. I relieved the pressure, no news, no Twitter, elevate, affirmations. Do you play fun games and watch funny stuff? Are you going to let your inner child have fun and watch nice movies, or like total shit? Oh my, I can't watch those movies anymore. If Schindler's List came out today, I don't care if you think I should see it. I'm not going to see it. Who's it going to help? I can be aware of more shitty things that humans have done to other humans. Okay. I can support the causes without knowing all the details. And do you honor your individual needs? Like, do you let yourself be who you are? That's what I did. I aligned with who I really was. And I was a really good stay-at-home mom. I'm still a stay-at-home mom, but nobody's here. Woo! So would you hire yourself as a babysitter? If not, you can join me next month, next week. Self-care May manifesting boost. So I would love it if you're interested in this. Like, we're going to make a wish, write it down and put it away at the beginning of the month, and then just take care of ourselves for 4 weeks. So I didn't put the time. A 4-week Zoom class, so 4 calls. We're going to work on self-care. We're going to start little. It's not a big deal. These are little things. Just the way you start your day, the things that you hear throughout your day, the things you give yourself throughout the day, these are little things. So what I've been doing this past week, like I said, no Twitter, no news, more water. I programmed this to say nice things to me, and that's it. That's it. And it changes your mindset. It changes how you feel. It changes your alignment. So this class, the class by itself, 147, the class plus 2 30-minute, why didn't I put that there? 2 30-minute coaching sessions one-on-one is 227. And I have prizes because I want people to do this. And I think it's tough over a whole month to get people to stay engaged. So if you're engaged, you could win a prize. The prizes will be a personalized meditation, I wrote this down somewhere. Of course, it's not right here. Personalized meditation, one of my journals, a coaching session, and a Reiki session. So a prize each week, one of those things. There's a private Facebook group so everybody can say how great they feel and what's working for them and what they like. And, you know, I'll do a meditation on one of these Zoom calls. I'll do a Reiki healing on one of these Zoom calls. And these are the things I'm going to talk about. Oh, I did not do a good job on here. Core value connection. I can stop sharing now. We're going to do core values, releasing tolerations, writing new stories. Yes, fun. And have a huge list of practices and routines that we can try. Did you know that after I had that I had the donut business at Farmer's Market, then I opened a shop when my baby went to preschool. I had a shop. And then I got called by Donut Showdown to come compete, which I did. And I won $10,000. So how's that with manifesting? A muggle manifesting with self-care practices. Oh yeah, I can't look without, oh, now I can because I'm not sharing my screen. So I don't see any questions. That is my that is my presentation on why self-care is the missing step of manifesting. And seriously, self-care, say nice things to yourself, only speak the stories that you wish to have, let yourself imagine, let yourself dream, and then keep the energy moving, keep yourself feeling good, take care of yourself, and the universe will show you where to go. I was not meditating. I did not know that was a message. It's only now I look back and I'm like, that was a fucking message. That was intuition. That was guidance, divine guidance. Everybody gets it. You just don't acknowledge it. And it's so much more fun when you acknowledge it. It's so much more fun to go, ooh, that was a sign. Oh, universe is pointing me this way. Like, I don't remember, besides the meeting John thing and the going to Seattle thing, I don't have recollections of really big, pointing this way or that way. But they happen every day. Sometimes it's like, oh, maybe you should turn here instead of going your usual way. Like, that's a common one. It's those times when you do something that you didn't expect to do. You're like, oh, something just told me to go this way. Something told me, it's when an idea pops into your head. It's divine inspiration. All the ideas you get are divine inspiration. And when you accept that, and when you start playing with it, and you're like, ooh, let's see where this leads. When you can be playful and you can adopt that happy-go-lucky kind of attitude, fun happens. But without the self-care, I think it's harder. I think it's harder when you're down on yourself and you're giving yourself shit and you're telling yourself that you never do anything right. How are you supposed to trust yourself? How are you supposed to go, oh, maybe I will go that way today? It's much harder to do. I believe it's much harder to do. So if you would like to join me for Manifesting May self-care boost fun, just let me know. The offer is on my website. You can send me a message. And that's all. I went much longer than I expected to go. I was going to try to keep that short. Anyway, thanks for joining me. And I'll see you in the group.